First case is cause number M333044. Case to style the state of Texas versus Donald LaFleur Jr. So LaFleur, would you please come forward? Mr. LaFleur, your full name is Donald LaFleur Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. LaFleur? Mr. LaFleur, I see your case was reset to hire an attorney. I see also on his docket, it says the defendant stated he hired attorney Tom Burbank.
Yes. Word on.
Okay, just
This is a situation because, you know, it's first to see, you know, I had,
okay, so you hired him?
yeah, well, no. Yeah, down payment.
Okay, so last time you said you hired him and so this time you said you didn't hire him, you just need to retain him.
Yes,
You need to pay his retainer.
yes.
How much time you need to pay his retainer fee?
I need at least 45 days.
45 days now. This case has been reset a couple of times
Yes, sir.
for you to hire him.
Work was slow. I can pick up. You know, to get the money.
Okay, now this is gonna be your last reset. Give him a reset for 45 days. And make a note that this is his last reset. And our court coordinator is gonna give you a date. Once she gives you that reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. What's that date?
January 8th.
January 8th. So this case is gonna be reset to January 8th. He's the last one, Donald LaFleur, page 6. Because reset to January 8th, 2024. Actually, I think that's a little bit more than 45 days, right? Okay, so you're not gonna get another reset. Okay, this has been going on too long.
Yes, sir.
All right, get your reset and you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Same to you. Next case is cause number M333640. Case is style of the state of Texas versus Donovan Foxall. Okay, your full name is Donovan Foxall? Okay, how you doing, Mr. Foxall?
Absolutely.
Not so well, okay. Now, Mr. Foxall, last time you was here, your case was to hire an attorney, and I think you had talked to Buddy Reynolds.
No, I talked to Mr.
Rife Kimler?
Yeah.
Okay, did you hire Rife Kimler?
It's been hard to contact him and stuff. His hours was only on Friday, like 1 to like 5 p.m. And
Right.
I tried to get at him at like 4 o'clock and he was already left off. Then like with my job situation.
I mean, was somebody at the office?
It was like this lady, but I tried to leave a note and everything. And she,
I mean, I think the only thing you have to do is go pay his retainer. And he's been hired.
she said I can only go up there when he's up there.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
She told me.
Well, that was your last reset. Okay, to hire.
I've been trying to get in contact with him.
Okay, if I recall correctly, the last time that you were here,
Yes, sir.
you said that you hadn't tried to get in contact with no lawyers. You remember that?
Yeah, but and then you said,
Okay, and then that day,
sir.
you said, okay, I think you talked to Buddy Reynolds, but then you must also talk to Rife Kimler.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And
This is too long, right? Okay, we're gonna set your case at this point. I mean, we moving forward.
I'm just trying to get in contact.
Okay, you still can get in contact with him. I mean, he has a telephone.
That's what I'm saying, but
He's probably gonna be here today. He has a case here.
yeah, that's what I asked the officer too. Like if he was up here and stuff like this, I was gonna put him to the side so we can at least work on my case and like reset it or something like that for like a week or so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he needs to be retained on. That's between you and Mr. Kimmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been trying to get in contact with him. Then with my job situation, they was like, take off, nothing like that.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of lawyers in town.
I mean, but she was going for me.
Okay. Well, I understand. But I mean, if you want to wait around, like
Yeah,
I
I'll
said,
wait around.
okay. Well, just have a seat and you see if Mr. Kimmer shows up. Ms. Minogue, she left. Next case is cause number M 324-320, case of style the state of Texas versus Edward Barlow. All right.
That's not the number. This is Robert Lee. That's not my number. You need to give him the number. That's not my number. Well, look at him. You have to look at him.
We should to revoke.
Oh, this is expired yesterday. That's what I'm getting for.
Okay. Mr. Barlow, this is cause number M 324-320, case of style, state of Texas versus Edward Barlow. Mr. Barlow, is that your full name? Now, Mr. Barlow, how are you doing? You doing okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Barlow, I have before me a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. In this motion that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, it alleges that you, Edward Barlow, was tried in the County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, on October 27 of 2020 for the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. The court found that the evidence was sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt to support a finding of guilt. However, the court deferred adjudication of guilt in this case, and you were placed on unadjudicated probation for a period of 1 year. In this motion, there are 3 allegations. The first allegation alleges that you, Edward Barlow, failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office as ordered by the court for the months of May, June, and July of 2022 as directed in violation of condition 4 of your probation. Allegation number 2 alleges that you, Edward Barlow, failed to pay court-assessed fees as ordered by the court, and as of August 12th of 2002, you were $1,887 in arrears in violation of condition 8 of your probation order.
In 2002.
That's what I read. That's what it says. August 12th, 2002. Allegation number 3 alleges that you, Edward Barlow, failed to perform community service hours required as ordered by the court in violation of condition 14 of your probation order. Now, if the court finds any one of these allegations to be true, your probation can be revoked. And if your probation is revoked, you could be assessed punishment in the Jefferson County Jail for up to 180 days. That's just a range of punishment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Could you give me his judge's, now, as a defendant, the judge's explanation? She's gonna give you a form, it's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants without attorney, and it talks about your right to have an attorney. In this case, I'm gonna go over this document with you, okay? And the document states as follows: as a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option? And number three, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option? Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. Reset means that you'll be given another court date to give you time to hire an attorney. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. The financial questionnaire is a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You would have to fill out this document, the first page, and then the two locations on the second page. Now, if you want to represent yourself, that is, you want to give up your right to have an attorney, you want to represent yourself, you'll have an opportunity to speak to one of the prosecutors in the case about you, the prosecutors in the court about your case. Now, you may not speak to the prosecutor. Now, the prosecutor is the assistant district attorneys. Okay. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Your written waiver is this document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. You would have to read this document, and if you agree to waive your right, then you will sign and date it. Now, be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. That is, representing yourself can be dangerous. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Now, if you choose to proceed without an attorney, that is, if you decide to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that? Now, at the bottom of that document, in bold letters, it says, defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to reset to hire your own attorney, you'll place your initials on the first line to the left. If your choice is, well, if you've already hired an attorney to represent you, then you'll place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to apply for a court-appointed attorney, then you will place your initials on the third line to the left. If you've already been appointed a court-appointed attorney, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. Now, if your choice is to represent yourself, that is to waive your right to have an attorney and represent yourself, then you will place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Do you understand? Now, once you finish initialing one of the 5 lines, then you will sign your name on the line that is titled defendant, and you will date it today's date, November 15th of 2023. Do you understand? You can go ahead on and make your choice.
I ain't down here about defendant too. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna write your name. Yeah, you're gonna put your initials on on one of the 5 lines, and then you're gonna sign your name on the line that is titled defendant. Okay, Miss, thank you. Okay, you want to apply for court appointed attorney? Now, we need to give him an affidavit of indigence. She's gonna give you an affidavit of indigence with a clipboard. And then you can take a seat, fill that information out. And then when you finish, and when we were ready for you to come up, we're gonna ask you that you will come back before the court. Now, if you need some help filling it out, we have our court personnel who will be able to help you. Just let us know if you need help. You're gonna need some? Yes, just hold up, okay. Yeah, he only needs the affidavit. And should be 3 sheets. He has a pen. Yeah, you can have a seat. And we're gonna have our court administrator to come out and help. Just sit in a seat where she can probably sit next to you. You can sit on this, yeah. Mr. Wilkerson, you ready on your case?
Judge, I've got 3. The only one that I can make an announcement on, right this second, is Luis Hernandez.
Luis Hernandez, please come forward. Amber alert. This is cause number M333994. Case is style of State of Texas versus Luis Fernando Hernandez Jr. And that's your full name?
Yes.
How are you doing, Mr. Hernandez?
Good.
Mr. Hernandez, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson. Attorney Wilkerson, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Sarah Staub. Attorney Staub, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilkerson, what is your announcement in Mr. Hernandez's case?
Your Honor, Mr. Hernandez has been accepted for pretrial intervention or pretrial diversion. His
Okay.
signing date will be on December 7th.
Okay, give us a date after December 7th, second week.
December 11th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to December 11th, 2023, to give Mr. Hernandez an opportunity to sign up for the pretrial diversion. Mr. Hernandez, you're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Your attorney's gonna give you reset. Just please stand over there.
Thank you, Judge. And the other 2 I'll be ready on in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're not leaving now.
Okay, please turn your telephones off. That's it. He's filling it. Okay. This is a case that was recent. We need to call Giles Cole. Huh? You say Foster was reset?
It's on me.
Well, you see, I don't have one on mine. I got a page six. You gave me an update.
Oh.
Edward Barlow, please come back up. You have his other sheet? Did he have another one where he said that he wanted to apply for court appointed attorney? Did I give it to you? Hmm? You have a clipboard? We have his judge's explanation. I thought
Where's that?
who took the clipboard? Is it on the clipboard?
Yeah, look on the, that's right.
It's up here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Barlow, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Barlow, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Barlow, you may put your hand down. Mr. Barlow, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Are these your initials on the line that states you would like to apply for court-appointed attorney? I have another document before me that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Injuries. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature? Mr. Barlow, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? You understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Barlow, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney, and the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Marvin Provo. Attorney Provo will be given information to contact you, and you will also be given information to contact her. Our court coordinator is going to give you that information, and once you get that information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair by the wall. You're welcome.
profile.
Luke Alexander Paul, cause number M332434. Please come forward. Luke Paul, first one on the MTRP docket. Get prosecutor.
Can I be excused, Judge?
Yes,
Thank you.
maybe. All right, same here. This is cause number M332434, case Solid State of Texas versus Luke Alexander Paul. Mr. Paul, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Paul? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Paul. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Dustin Galmore, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Galmore, how are you doing? Doesn't have his. Mr. Galmore, can you hear me? He can't, I guess he can't hear us. Galmore.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Goldman, please put your mic on mute. I was calling for Galmore. Dustin Galmore.
Hey, good morning, Judge. I'm sorry, were you calling me?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Galmore. This is cause number M332434, case style state of Texas versus Luke Alexander Paul. And Mr. Galmore, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. The state is represented in this case by attorney Sarah Staub, and the probation office is represented in this case by Mr. Gary Gilliam. Just hold on a minute. That's the first one on the motion to revoke probation.
Oh, sure, Sarah. Maybe it isn't. Mr. Wilkerson, is that DWI 250 or 750? 750, okay.
Okay. State, what is your recommendation in Mr. Paul's case?
We are dismissing this case, Your Honor, as he is now in compliance. I'm just working on filling out the dismissal right now.
Okay. And Mr. Gilliam?
Yes, sir.
Once this case is dismissed by once this case is dismissed, will Mr. Paul still be on probation?
Yes, sir.
He will? Okay. Okay, so now, Mr. Paul, the state is dismissing your motion to revoke probation. We're gonna get a copy of that motion to dismiss in a few minutes. You can just have a seat. Once you get a copy of that motion to dismiss, I guess you're gonna talk to the probation officer. All right? So just have a seat. All right. And Mr. Galmore, this is your only case?
It is, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sure, we have you dismissed as well.
Yes, you may be excused. Okay. Ne-
Right. Getting ready to go back. Getting ready to start back in trial. The guy on the announcement docket, and I'm requesting him to be set on the trial docket. And for the guy that wants to hire me, we can call Maria. And he'll represent him.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Just. Next case is cause number M331. No, cause number M333-148. Case of style of state of Texas versus Dylan Terrell Edmondson. Mr. Edmondson, your full name is Dylan Terrell Edmondson. Dalen Terrell Edmondson. Okay, Mr. Edmondson, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Edmondson, you're representing your case by your attorney, William Marcus Wilkerson. How are you doing, Mr. Wilkerson?
I'm doing fine, Judge, thank you.
And the state is represented in this case by attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing?
Thank you, Your Honor, I'm doing fine.
Mr. Wilkerson, what is your announcement in Mr. Edmondson's case?
Your Honor, in Mr. Edmondson's case, I would request a 30-day reset in order for us to iron out one small issue in the plea and for the state to have an opportunity to contact the victim.
Okay, give us a reset date. December 13th, okay. Mr. Edmondson, your case is reset to December 13th, 2023. Your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you'll have a blessed day. Next case is cause number M331728. Case is style of state of Texas versus Bradley Deshawn Green. Mr. Green, your full name is Bradley Deshawn Green?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. Green?
All right, how about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Green, this is, Mr. Green, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Green, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Green, you may put your hand down. Mr. Green, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson. Attorney Wilkerson, do you waive a record
Yes,
in Mr. Green's case?
we waive the record and formal reading of the information.
Okay, now, Mr. Green, this, now state, are you abandoning the enhancement paragraph?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Green, the state initially charged you with a DWI, well, the Class A misdemeanor DWI. However, they abandoned an enhancement paragraph, which makes it a Class B misdemeanor DWI, which means there's a lower punishment range. Now, the Class B DWI in the information alleges that on or about December 19th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of DWI first. Do you understand what you have been charged with? Okay, and to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, that you plead no contest? Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
yes,
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Green, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? And on page 3 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification, defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
I also have another document before me. This document is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Green, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Correct.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Correct.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State Exhibit 1, state you like to offer, State 1.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. State Exhibit 1 will be admitted. Mr. Wilkerson, you've advised and counsel Mr. Green, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Green, your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
Green. Okay, and what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest, the state has offered 1 year deferred adjudication, $750 fine, 80 hours of community service, court costs, DWI education, and interlock.
Okay. 750. What's the court cost in this case?
392.
392. Is there a $100 fine
Yes.
assessed in this one?
The fine was $750.
This is $750, but there's a DWI fine that the state assesses, so it's like an automatic fine. Okay. Mr. Green, the state is offering that you serve well, that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a $750 fine plus a $100 DPS fine. You'll also be required to pay court costs of $392. I need to ask you something. Are you appointed?
No, Your Honor, I was retained on this one.
And you will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay the DWI initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should the evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $196 a month. Will you be able to pay the $196 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend and complete a DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment, and you also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Mr. Green, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Let me do this here now, Mr. Green. Do you have a commercial driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a commercial driver's license?
See, no,
A CDL? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me do this here now. Mr. Green, do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Green, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Green, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. Okay? All right. Now, Mr. Green, you can stand on, just follow the directions of our court clerk.
And may I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Oh, we did.
Hold on a minute. This is cause number M332054. Case of style of the state of Texas versus Willard Jerome Brannon II. Mr. Brannon, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Brannon?
I'm all right here.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Brannon, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Macon. Attorney Macon, how are you doing?
Well, Your Honor, I'm waiting on a call from a surgeon to remove some diverticulitis problems. But other than that, I'm doing wonderful and glad to be back from vacation.
Well, we're glad to see you. Okay, let's see. I
I
don't
have an
see.
announcement on Mr. Brannon, and I would ask for 2 weeks simply because I've been unable to get him into my office to fully finish the discovery review and go over.
Okay. We can give him a 2-week reset. Okay, this case is reset to December 6th of 2023. Mr. Brannon, your attorney's gonna get you reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
Aaron Lawrence Buller.
Yes.
Mr. Buller, your full name is Aaron Lawrence Buller.
Yes,
How are you doing, Mr. Buller?
wonderful.
That's good. Some bond conditions. Miss Segura? Okay. I need a bond condition. I need, he has a DWI second. This is, Aaron Lawrence Buller. He doesn't have none. I'm looking at him right now. Okay. Chief. Mr. Buller, how much, Mr. Macon, how much time you need on Mr.
2
Buller?
weeks, Your Honor.
Okay, so it'll be on the same date,
Yes, Your Honor.
December 6th of 2023. Mr. Buller, I'm gonna give you some, they're gonna come back with the bond conditions. I could just let him review that. We're gonna have a signed copy for him. Mr. Buller, the attorney just handed you a document that's titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that title?
Yes, sir.
And it reads as follows: following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
And condition 3 and 4, but condition 3 does not apply. However, condition 4 does apply. Condition number 4 states that the defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under section 49.04 through 49.06 of the Texas Penal Code, and then because you have a DWI second, your case is a subsequent offense listed under section 49.04 through 49.06 of the Texas Penal Code. And you shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, and said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verification of installation being submitted to the court on or before, and the document that you're gonna have is on or before 10 days, well, they say 10 days after arrest. But you've already been arrested, so we're gonna give you 3 days to get it. All right, that'll be 3 days after today, and I'm making that correction on this here. And then you can provide proof. You can get that proof to your attorney. He can get it to the court, or we can give you the. Let me give you this here, Mr. Macon. That's his copy. Or you can get it directly to the court. We can give you the court's.
He'll turn it into my office.
You turn it into, okay. All right. Your case has been reset to December 6th, 2023. The attorney's gonna get a copy of your reset. Once you get a copy of your reset, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Next case is cause number 23 CCCR 1132, case of style of the state of Texas versus Regina Rose Carroll. Ms. Carroll, your full name is Regina Rose Carroll.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Carroll? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Carroll, you are represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Macon. And Attorney Macon, what is your announcement? Ms. Carroll's case.
It's the same announcement. I would ask for 2 weeks to get with her and finish going over all the discovery and everything.
Okay. Need the person. Bond conditions too. We need a copy of these. Ms. Gilly, I mean, Ms. Carol, I'm gonna give you some bond conditions. I'll just wait for the clerk to bring them back. Hmm? For what? The door's locked? Okay. Okay, now, Ms. Carroll, your attorney is handing you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that title?
Yes, sir.
And it reads as follows. Following the return of a criminal information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition? Yes. Condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition? Now, condition number 3 and 4 does not apply. However, condition number 5 does apply. Condition number 5 states the defendant is prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition unless defendant is a peace officer as defined by section 1.07 Penal Code, actively engaged in employment as a sworn, full-time, paid employee of a state agency or political subdivision. Do you understand that condition? Now, Ms. Carroll, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Okay, now, Ms. Carroll, you need to, your attorney is going to get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Next case is cause number M332814. Case is. Which one? Oh. Next case is cause number M332814. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Travis Wade Gilly. Mr. Gilly is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gilly, how are you doing?
All right, Judge, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Gilly, you're represented in your case by your attorney James Macon. Attorney Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Gilly's case?
Your Honor, it's the same announcement. I need 2 weeks to get with Mr. Gilly to fully go over everything.
Okay, so this is gonna be
December 6th.
reset December 6th. Okay, now, Mr. Gilly, on that day, you need to be here in person.
Yes, sir.
Your attorney is going to get your reset date. Your attorney and your bondsman. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Thanks for being patient with us. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Next case is cause number M326042. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Brian Joseph Goldman. Mr. Goldman is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Goldman, how are you doing?
Pretty good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Goldman, you represented in the case by your attorney, James Macon, Attorney Macon. What's your announcement in Mr. Goldman's case?
Your Honor, I would ask for 2 weeks on Mr. Goldman to finish going over everything in the new offer.
Okay, Mr. Goldman, your case is reset to December 6th, 2023. Your attorney, your bondsman is going to get a copy of your reset. Now on that date, December 6th, you need to be here in person in court, and you're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, he has 2 cases. Okay. You reset. Next case is cause number M 333-140, case out of the state of Texas versus Garrett Wesley Hargroder. Mr. Hargroder, your full name is Jared Wesley Hargroder.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Hargroder?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Hargroder, you represented in your case by your attorney, James Macon, Attorney Macon. What is your announcement?
You would ask for 2 weeks on Mr. Hargroder's case, Your Honor.
Give us a 2 week.
It's gonna be longer than 2 weeks. That document is like 30.
I mean, you want them all on the same day? You're gonna dispose of them? We just, I put it on the,
Okay.
that's week, January 6th, 2023. Mr. Hargroder, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
That's not good. That's the other two that was before.
Next case is cause number M 333-054. Case is style of state of Texas versus William Arlington McGinnis. Mr. McGinnis is appearing via Zoom. Mr.
Present.
McGinnis, you can back off of mute. Mr. McGinnis, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. McGinnis, you're representing your case by your attorney, James Macon. Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. McGinnis' case?
It's the same announcement, Your Honor. I'd ask for 2 weeks to get with Mr. McGinnis to review the case and go over everything.
Okay, Mr. McGinnis, your case is gonna be reset to December 6th, 2023. Your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, and on that date, Mr. McGinnis, you need to be here in person. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too.
No.
Next case is cause numbers M332929 and cause number M332931. Both cases are filed with State of Texas versus Peter Tran. Mr. Tran, would you please come forward? Made a copy of this here. Yes. Mr. Tran, your full name is Peter Tran?
Sir.
How you doing, Mr. Tran? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Tran, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney James Macon. Now, Mr. Macon, these two cases was transferred to this court, County Court at Law Number 3. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Macon, what is your announcements
Your Honor,
in
I would
Mr.
ask
Tran's
for 2
case?
weeks on Mr. Tran to fully review everything and prepare an announcement.
Okay. Okay, this case, well, these cases are going to be reset to December 6th of 2023. Now, Mr. Tran, before your attorney gives you your reset, I need to give you some bond conditions. Your attorney is handing you some bond conditions that's titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that title? And it states, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein or orders subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Sure.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition? And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition? Now, condition number 4 does not apply because that only applies in a DWI case. Your case is not a DWI case. If you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, warrant will be issued for your arrest and you'll be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that? Now, your attorney is going to get your reset dates. Once you get your resets, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And I thank Mr. Macon. Is this your last case?
No, Your Honor, I still.
You have another one?
I have Hayden Sanders.
Sanders.
Hayden Sanders.
I don't think we have a.
Apparently, he's not here, and
I don't think he's on the docket.
He's on mine.
well,
He is? Oh,
Where is it?
Hayden Sanders.
it could be a confusion in my office, Your Honor. One of my assistants quit the day we got back from vacation, and we learned that she basically hadn't worked on this. So,
Huh?
Sherry.
That was reset? Okay. That case was reset.
Until
What's the reset date?
well, wonderful.
January 31st.
January 31st.
Very good. I'll make that note. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. You're free to go. Next case is cause number M332483. Case of style of state of Texas versus Colby Hunter Denbo. Mr. Denbo, your full name is Colby Hunter Denbo.
Yes,
How you doing, Mr. Denbo?
very good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Denbo, you're represented in your case by your attorney Jansen Bailey. Attorney Bailey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bailey, what is your announcement in Mr. Denbo's case?
We've asked this case be placed on the trial docket for early of next year.
It was a reset date, January 29th for trial. Okay, your case is set on January 29th, 2024 for trial. Mr. Denbo, your attorney is going to get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number M333482. Case is style of state of Texas versus Walton James Everett III. Mr. Everett, your full name is Walton James Everett III.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Everett?
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Everett. You're represented case by Attorney Jansen Bailey. And Attorney Bailey, what is your announcement in Mr.
Your-
Everett's case?
Your Honor, I'd ask this case be reset one more time to the announcement docket. I just received the discovery and have yet to review with my client.
Give us a reset date.
He does work at the plants, and his availability is, if we could, would be between the week of January 15th to 19th, if that works for the court.
You could put January, put it on January 10th. Well, you said the 19th and one.
The
15th
15th is the
15th to the 19th.
Put it on the 17th.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, this case is January 17th, 2024. You're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll be in contact with you. I understand that. I want to do that too.
No, I'm just like, let me know by Friday.
And likewise, if you're gonna dismiss the case.
I'm not.
Okay.
But
Theodore Thornton. Is Thornton here?
Your Honor, he's on his way. It's my fault. Miss Calendar here.
Okay. Okay,
Good to hear within 15 to 20 minutes.
okay.
Thank you. It's great seeing you.
Kirsten Nicole Mays. I guess, now, Ms. Mays, on yesterday, the attorney we were informed the attorney was in the hospital. We haven't received any other notice other than that, so she may still be in the hospital. So your case is going to be reset. Okay. Just have a seat, and then when the court coordinator calls your name, she's gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Wiltavian Johnson. Mr. Johnson, we received notice that your attorney, Mr. Kimler, is in trial. And so your case is going to be reset. Okay. All right, just have a seat. She'll call you when you're ready. Have we heard anything from Miss? Oh, that's that person's in jail. Diamond Foxall?
Right.
Okay. Hmm?
I don't have to know. Oh, you do. I don't have to know like that.
Okay, yeah, he had came up earlier. We had a,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's calls number M333-640, case of Style State, Texas versus Donovan Foxall. Now, Mr. Foxall, did you hire an attorney?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so he's hired you?
Yes. Spoke with the sir.
Okay,
Take him for his word.
okay. So you're gonna get us a letter of representation? Okay, give us a reset date. That's what is it?
January 22nd.
Okay, this case is reset to January 22nd, 2024. Giles Code. Letter rep. Okay. Okay, Mr. Foxall, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Yes, you have Chelsea. I don't have that one yet. Is it a complete? Okay, I don't have the paperwork yet. We'll be in recess. Chelsea Washington. Court is in session in two cases and cause numbers M332239 and cause number M332241. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Chelsea Washington. Ms. Washington, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Washington, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Washington, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Washington, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Washington? You making it? Well, that's a good thing. Ms. Washington, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, how are you doing?
Great.
Now, Mr. Cole, do you waive a record in Ms. Washington's cases?
Yes, sir.
And the state is represented by Attorney Sarah Staub. Attorney Staub, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor.
Ms. Washington, let's see, did I swear you in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Washington, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. And this information, it alleges that on or about March 26th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you, Chelsea Washington, committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of assault. Ms. Washington, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Ms. Washington, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you're guilty? Okay, now, Ms. Washington, also in cause number M332241, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. You understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled Discoveries Certification.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Washington, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Ms. Washington, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Well, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? That'd be dated. And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Washington, are you a citizen of the United States? State I have before me, State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 in evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Cole, you've advised and counseled Ms. Washington. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Washington, your attorney, Mr. Cole, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Mm-hmm.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Washington, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you're mentally incompetent to stand trial. I will also find your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
It's 90 days, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine, 80 hours of community service, and no contact with Sabrina Melanson. And the state is dismissing cause number 332-239.
Okay. Miss Washington, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time. You will not have to serve any time in Jefferson County Jail in this case because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $337. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement. You'll be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15, and you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County reimburse Jefferson County the total point attorney's fees of $300. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $187 a month. Will you be able to pay the $187 a month?
Yes, I try to.
Well, I need
I'm
to,
working at the moment.
so you're unemployed? Okay, let me see this. Now, Miss Washington, I'm gonna show you a document. Oh, she's automatic, okay. Show you a document that is titled, Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. I just handed it to your attorney. Do you recognize that document? You recognize it?
Yes.
On page 2 of that document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature. Is that your signature? Now, is everything on that document still true and correct today? You have to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Ms. Washington, the court is going to find that you are indigent. Let's see what we can do on this. Hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, this is, the court. Now, Ms. Washington. The state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in jail. You'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you assessed a fine of $500 plus court costs of $337. That fine and court cost is going to be converted to community service because the court has found that you're indigent, and based on the finding of indigency, you'll be required to perform 67 hours of community service to pay off the fine and court costs. The probation fee in this case of $60 is going to be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 a month. And let's see. The court, the attorney's fees is going to be waived pursuant to Article 26.05 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. So because of the court is finding that you're indigent, so that portion will be waived. You wouldn't have to pay that. Now, you will be required to pay the reimbursement fee and pay the urinalysis fee. Okay. Now, now the 67 hours of community service from the fine and court costs being converted will be added to 80 hours of community service, which means that you'll be required to perform, is that 147? That's 147 hours of community service total that you'll be required to perform. That's the 80 plus the 67. Now, you cannot have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, Sabrina Melanson, and the state will be dismissing cause number M332239. And Ms. Washington, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And what else?
I want to know what the probate fee is. What are
If you live in Port Arthur, you're going to report here first today in Beaumont, and then they'll have you report probably in Port Arthur because that's where you live. But you need to tell them that you live in Port Arthur. Okay. Now, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Washington, just have a seat. And when the court coordinator is ready for you, she's going to ask you to come up before the bench. And Mr. Giles Cole, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, section.
Wow.
That's okay. No, they're go up. No.
That door is locked, yeah. This is cause number M 333-574, case of Styles of State of Texas versus Theodore Thornton. Mr. Thornton, you come forward. Mr. Thornton, your full name is Theodore Thornton?
Yes,
How you doing, Mr. Thornton?
truly blessing you.
I'm blessed as well. Thanks for asking. And Mr. Thornton, you're representing your case by Attorney Charles Floyd. Attorney Floyd, how you doing?
Doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Mr. Floyd, what is your announcement in Mr. Thornton's case?
Your Honor, the state has offered an anger management program.
He has to apply, but it's for pretrial diversion, and if he is rejected, I made another offer. So he's gonna apply for that.
So he's applying for pretrial diversion?
He's gonna apply.
You say BIP?
Through pretrial diversion program on the third floor.
Okay,
So if he's rejected, I have another offer I've already made.
okay, hold on a minute.
Ms. Washington?
This is M 333-574. Let me ask you something. If he gets into the BIP, is there a sign-up date? Is there a signing date or something?
I wouldn't talk to him yesterday about this particular case. I'm not sure of the sign-up date. He has to be accepted first.
Right,
And Stephanie is the contact.
because I
there.
know, what I was wondering is, do they have to sign up like the other folks in pretrial diversion? You know how they do that
Right.
for that Thursday,
separate
that
day.
first Thursday in the month or something? Because if he has to sign up, then I can reset it after that date. That's what I was wondering.
Right, I'm not sure if it's a particular sign-up date. I was just told, for him to apply, to go upstairs and apply. I'm feeling.
Oh, Sarah, do you know whether or not there's a, like, for BIP, do you have to sign up like pretrial diversion? You do?
Exact same.
Okay, now, let me see. December is the next sign-up date, right? And then the next one is gonna be February. Okay, so we're gonna reset this in the second week of February. Okay,
Understood, Your Honor.
okay, give us a reset. We're gonna reset it for the second week of February. And this is Theodore Thornton. Oh, that's right, 2024. Okay, so we're gonna reset it for February the 12th,
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
okay, 2024. Now, Mr. Thornton, once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. And Attorney Charles, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay.
My apologies for the tardiness.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
it's okay. That was reset. And this will conclude the calling of the courts Motion to revoke probation docket, the court's announcement docket, both dockets scheduled on the day's date of November 15th, 2023, 9 a.m. in County Court at Law Number 2, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day.